Hey, the system is broken, and as of right now, it's all on President Biden. For anybody that's paying even the least amount of attention of what's going on in America, you're well aware of the clown world that we live in. Those of us that live in the States. Um, and for those of you in denial that it's a shit show, I give you President Joseph Biden. That's irrefutable evidence that the system's broken. In 7 short months, Biden has an economy on the verge of collapse. The dollar being collapsed because they keep printing trillions of dollars. Trillions of dollars. And by the way, that's the Dems and the Republicans. Republicans doing that too. You're not off the hook either, GOP. Y'all suck. Biden has a border crisis that daily gets more severe. He has a pandemic that he feels the only way to fight this pandemic is through unlawful edict and jackboot totalitarian tactics. He what's on him also, and this is the latest and latest of many things, is the debacle of biblical proportions that is the Afghanistan drawdown. Hold on, no. Can't call it a drawdown. That sounds too organized and too official and too. It's too flattering. It's the Afghanistan drop all of your equipment and weapons and run to the airport. There's bound to be a better name for that, but I can't think of one right now. The Afghanistan shit show. It's embarrassing as hell. It shouldn't surprise anybody, seeing that Biden's General Milley is so woke. Yeah, that's really smart. Our enemies love to see us weak like this. And the one thing that got Biden elected, and a few other Democrats, is that he wasn't Orange Man bad. Well, the FBI today just released reports proving that Trump had nothing to do with the riots. He didn't coordinate anything, and that nobody was coordinated at all to take over the government. It was not an insurrection. Just like I said, the day it happened, it was not an insurrection. There was a handful of idiots, yes, and it was chaotic, but by no means was it an insurrection. The politicians, the Democrats specifically, were freaking out because their sacred temple was defiled by us peasants, and they're politicians, so they're opportunists, and they took that ball and ran with it. Well, that narrative's gone now. And even with media bolstering and buttressing Biden up as best as possible, it should be blatantly apparent and obvious that he is not of sound mind. There's no way he should be in office. Let's go back to Afghanistan real quick here. He wants to act like he didn't know what was going to happen in Afghanistan when he's been in government for 40 fucking years. We've been in Afghanistan for 20. He headed up some of the committees for Afghanistan, for dealing with the Afghanistan war. He knew exactly. He knows exactly what was going on. It's a clown world, man. In 7 months, he has proven, and I don't think this is hyperbole at all. In 7 short months, Biden has proven himself to be the worst president ever. And that's going up against some stiff competition with Woodrow Wilson, with Jimmy Carter, with Bush sucked too. There's a bunch of really bad presidents out there. So our enemies are emboldened now because I don't think we've ever, not that I'm a historian or a scholar or anything like that, but I don't believe we've ever been perceived to be this weak, because we can't protect our borders, we can't protect our military and civilians overseas, we can't protect our citizens from this pandemic, and I'm still a firm believer that it's much ado about very little. Protect the elderly and the obese. Let the rest of us get on with our lives. My heart goes out to New Zealand, by the way. 1 case and they're shutting the entire country down. It's ridiculous. Australia. It's a shit show everywhere. We'll get through this though, I hope. So there.